Hello YouTube, it has been a while and for that I am really sorry. I know I said I was gonna get back on a regular schedule to film videos, but that's the reason why I'm gonna talk about today's video. Because the reason why I haven't been able to film is because I'm in school right now, and a lot of you know that, but some of you don't. Because I really wanted this to be like a straight up conversation about college, because I feel like nobody is having straight up conversations, especially not your parents. They're not having the conversation that they need to be having with you before you go to college. I want to start by giving you guys a little bit of background on me and my situation, and then I want to tell you the other options. So for me, I love school. I have always been a nerd. I've always loved school. I've always loved history, English. I was never a science or math person. I'm like right side brain, I think. I don't know. Anyways, I love history and I love English. So I've always had fun at school, except for a math class, but that's neither here nor there. I always kind of knew that college was the route for me because I've never wanted to stop learning. And now that I'm in my last semester of college, I'm like, shit, what do I do after college? Like, what is there for me after college? Because I've only ever studied and studied and studied and been a part of class. So I'm like, well shit, like, I want to go get my master's degree, you know? So college was the right choice for me. And I love it, and it's been the best decision ever. I've found a new passion, and that is 110% because of college. Because before going into college, I had a completely different mindset. I had a different major, and then just throughout having some classes, I really found stuff that I'm into. I've always been into culture, but once I took an anthropology class, I was like, wow, I love culture so much. I want to dedicate my time to learning so much more about other people's cultures. Then I took a religion class, learning about all the different religions in the world, and hands down, I think every American needs to take an anthropology class and a world religion class, because there's so many things that I didn't know, and it's probably my fault. Well, not my fault, it's probably high school and middle school's fault for not teaching me about other cultures and how other things work. And so I'm so grateful that I had that chance in college, because I feel like it's really opened my mind a lot, and I've changed as a person. I've developed a lot. So college, hands down, was the right choice for me. I do have a full ride to school. I don't pay for anything. I have a very high GPA that I have to maintain. So it isn't easy. Honestly, it's not easy at all, but I love it, so I enjoy the hard moments. And like I said, it is a lot easier for me economically because I don't have to pay for anything. The only thing I have to pay for is my books, which are ridiculously expensive, but that's neither here nor there. So yes, college was the right choice for me, and I'm not putting myself in a bunch of debt because, like I said, I'm not paying for anything. So 110% best choice I could have ever made. But let's get into the real stuff. College is not the right choice for everyone, and if you know that you struggle so much in school, you hate school, or just financially, a 4-year degree might not be the best thing for you, and you don't have the best grades, you do not have to go to a 4-year college. There's so many technical colleges, which I kind of wish I would have known more about. At my high school, we did have it's called Bonds. It's like a center. You would spend the last 2 years of high school, and you would leave like for a part of the day, and you would go, and they had cosmetology, they had like veterinary classes, they had welding classes, and you could leave high school already having your associate's degree in that, or just having a certification in that. I don't remember. None of the things that they had in the Bonds Center was anything that like really spoke to me. And like I said, I've always liked school, so I didn't want to leave school to go do something else. So that's why that wasn't the route for me. But I do encourage you to look at other options if your school does have something like that, and you are a person who likes to do things more hands-on than rather reading a book all freaking day. then you need to do that. You need to make the best decisions for you, not because your parents are forcing you to go to school, because at the end of the day, your parents aren't living your life. And if you hate what you're doing, if you hate that you're gonna go to college and that you're gonna get yourself in debt because you might not have the best GPA, or if you just don't want to because you're not that type of person, don't. But what I am gonna say, and this is just my advice, this isn't anything to do with school. If you're not gonna go to college, or if you're not gonna go get a technical degree, or if you're not gonna go get like a cosmetology license or barber, something like that, please find something that you are passionate about. Because I think one of the hardest things becoming an adult meaning leaving high school and getting into the real world, is being lost. That's one of the hardest things, is you get out into this new world, and if you don't at least have something that you're into, whether it be school or a hobby or just a passion in general, if you don't have something that you're into, it kind of makes life like really hard. If you're not gonna do a technical degree, if you're not gonna do a license, if you're just not gonna have a plan for yourself, it is gonna be a little bit harder. So I'm not just saying, hey, don't do anything. That's not what I'm preaching. I'm just saying, maybe college isn't the right thing for you. And especially now, with all the classes being online, at least at my university, it is so much harder because I am not an online person. If you're the type of person who learns from lectures, you're gonna need a more like in-person, face-to-face, like having that conversation to learn. That's how I am. If you're a person who literally would just rather everything be like online and you just do the work as you go because you're super busy, then that works for you. And do what works for you. But those are things that you need to know before going into college. You need to know, hey, I also have a full-time job, so I can only take classes either early in the morning or late at night. Or if you don't know what schedule works best for you, but you think you need to do everything online, then you might want to find one of the cheaper colleges in your area, because they still charge you the same amount, whether it's online or in class. And so that's what I'm saying. If you're not really looking for the on-campus experience, that's okay. But just make sure you don't end up paying way too much for something that you probably could have gotten cheaper at a different college. College is really expensive, and you do need to weigh your options, not on where your best friend's going to school, not on, oh, which team has the prettiest colors. And you don't need to base your college experience on where your boyfriend is going. Listen, if you don't have a scholarship, or if you're not an athlete and you don't have your parents to pay for it, and you are going to have to take out loans, please do the intelligent thing and think of the college that fits your financial needs, your emotional needs, as in you're not going to be overwhelmed, you're not going to be stressed out, it's not going to be too far away from your family, and you're the type of person who wants to be closer to your family. You need to think of all of these things, emotional needs, financial. You need to think of all of that before, and your educational needs. You need to think of if that is the right thing for you. If they even offer your degree. I know so many people who go to the big university where I live, and they don't even have the degree that they're looking for. They just went because out of high school, all their friends were going there. And now, 2 years later, like, oh shit, I have to transfer here and my hours won't transfer over. Well, don't follow the pack. Once you're out of high school, it is no longer, oh, me and my besties. No, it is the real world, and you have to take care of yourself and your needs, and you're gonna be the one paying for it. I don't think your friend's gonna be the one paying for it. I mean, unless you have some like really cool friend and they're just gonna pay for your 4-year degree, I mean, shit. And I know it's a lot of pressure being 17, 18, having to make all these big decisions, but if you don't have that relationship with your parent, or if they're not maybe necessarily the most supportive, please go to your guidance counselors. That's what your high school guidance counselors are for. That's what college guidance counselors are for. Go to them, tell them, look, here's my home situation, here's my financial situation, here's my emotional situation, this is what I want to do in life. And I can't promise you, but I can hope for you that they would lead you in the right direction. I'm so grateful for the guidance counselors that I had in high school. I will never forget how much that they helped me. Whenever my dad passed away, I don't know, I feel like the guidance counselors really did a lot for me and making sure that I didn't fall off the path that I was already on. They were very good they were very good at making sure that I did everything that I was supposed to do. I know I'm crying. I'm really thankful for my guidance counselor. I know other people in high school who ended up having kids or like kids very young, and I feel like our guidance counselors really went out of their way to make sure that we were always given like tough love. They would be like, look, okay, you have this, so you need to make the best decisions for you now. I didn't have my kid in high school, I had my kid in college, but even in college, oh my gosh, my guidance counselor, I went to her, I said, look, I'm pregnant. I don't want to be one of those moms who gets pregnant their first semester in college and just drops out. And she was like, no, you're not going to be that. You are amazing and you are so smart, and we're going to get this degree done for you. And I graduated high school in 2018. It's 2021 and I'm about to graduate in May. I got my 4-year degree done in 3 years, or I will have been getting it done in 3 years. So I never could have been able to do that without my college guidance counselor, like just believing in me and telling me everything that we needed to do. She said, look, tell me what you want to do. I said, I don't know, I just need to get college done with now. Like, I love college and I want to be a student, but I can't be a student forever. She said, okay, that's fine. What about doubling up on your classes and finishing early? You love school, you handle stress relatively well, so how would that work for you? And that's what I did. I didn't take a summer off. Never took a summer off. I just went balls to the wall, literally. 3 semesters in a row. This will be my first summer. After May will be my first summer that I have not taken a full load of classes in what, 2-3 years? Yeah, so it'll be really nice to have that break for me. It was a little bit harder on me because I did double up on everything, and I have my family that I'm taking care of. So it has been a little bit harder on me, but I wouldn't change it for the world. If I wouldn't have had my baby girl, if I wouldn't have gotten pregnant when I did, I don't think that I would have worked as hard as I did for my degree. Not that I would have not finished school, because I would have finished school either way because I love school, but I wouldn't have had so much drive and dedication to do it. And so that was completely off track. But with that being said, just please make your decisions based on you. Make it based on the type of school that works best for you, even economically. I know people don't want to face those facts, but I couldn't go to like a huge university where my tuition would have been like $20,000 a semester. I got a full ride, but I got a full ride to a pretty cheap college, and I am perfectly fine with that. That to me is a-okay. That makes me feel better. I do not care. But other people take a lot of pride in themselves and they're like, no, I need to go to the best university. And if you want to go to the best university and you are okay with that decision, do it. More power to you. Just try to make decisions, I don't know, thinking long term. I know it's hard to think long term whenever you're like 18 years old, but unfortunately you kind of have to. I hope that this was helpful at all. I really want to do more videos about school because I love school, and there's so many things that I've learned at school, and there's also so many things that I think I could have learned not being at school. So just let me know if you guys are into this type of video, and please leave comments down below, like and subscribe, and I love you guys. Bye.